Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV, and we have a very unique platform to look at today. So this is a new addition from Arcturus. It is the X C.A.T platform. So C.A.T is the Combat Artisan Tactical. This is MOSFETed, and it's got some really cool tricks that it can do. Obviously, it's a big sort of elephant in the room is this bit back here, but we'll come on to that when we need to. I'll start at the front and work my way back, and we'll have a little talk about internally and the amount of stuff that Arcturus give you in the box to help you sort of maintain and manage your platform is really, really good. All the tools and everything. But on the front of here, you can see we have a sort of very wide, quite stubby muzzle brake on the front here. It is 40mm counterclockwise thread, so you can put any device you want on the front. I will point out there is a grub screw just there, so make sure that is fully removed. There is most likely an Allen key in the box because they give you loads to do all sorts with, but make sure that is fully removed, not just loose. Take it all the way out. And then you'll be able to take your flash hider muzzle brake off and put anything you want on the front. This is where we get onto the first part of something that's quite unique. As you can see, the rail here is very open. It's not even closed off at the end. Each one of these panels here, so this is an M-lock panel there and there. There's an Allen key there and an Allen key there. You could take this off and run it completely bare if you wanted. The ones on the left and right hand side, as you can see here, are just M-lock. On the top and on the bottom, we have a single piece of M-lock and a rail. Obviously, they put them that way around, so obviously we can put our front iron sights on the front and maybe a grip or anything you want on the bottom. But if you're not going to do that, these are all modular with any single sort of directional face. So if you want this bit of riz here on the side so you can mount a torch, take this bit off, the two Allen keys, take that off and swap them around, and then you can put an M-lock grip on the bottom. You could have a little bit of riz there to mount any torch or side-mounted accessory that you want. Again, simple, very lightweight aluminium rail system. So this thing weighs very, very little. I think in its current setup, it's under 2 kilos, maybe just a smidge on 2 kilos, but very, very, very lightweight and very, very comfortable once you get this thing shouldered. All the weight that is in this thing is at the back, so at the front is extremely lightweight. Coming onto the body, as you can probably hear, it is a polymer setup. So we have got a polymer upper receiver and a polymer adapter, I'm going to call this here. So the magwell is considered an adapter, and we do have proprietary 105 round magazines. So these are for the X-C.A.T, just purely for this setup. Sold separately, we are going to try and get them in, but other adapters that you can get for this thing. So if you remove this whole section, so all of this down here, all of this all the way to the grip, all this comes off with the mag releases and everything comes off, and you can actually put either an M4 adapter, an AK adapter, or standard MP5 magazines. So if you've got various different types or you want to run slightly differently, again, proprietary mags on this being 105. If you want to go outdoors or run it slightly different and you want to run EPMs, you can have the adapter to run M4 mags and just play with it as you see fit on the day. But if you want to run CQB and run lightweight with some really thin mags, gives you the option. Fire controls and other controls that we have. We've got a mag release on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side. Very easily drops out that magazine, so made really well that this thing just drops away. You can throw another mag in and get going with your sort of shooting. When we do rack the bolt back, it does lock open and you can see the rotary style hop in there. Obviously, I always harp on about rotary hops being the better version at the moment, lock in place. But we do then have one and two ping pongs, so you can put that forward from either side. And again, the fire control itself, safe, semi, and full auto, is ambidextrous. Coming onto the MOSFET and how to control it, it took us quite a while to suss this out because obviously we're used to the standard MOSFET where in semi-auto you pull the trigger and it goes through all the settings. As you can see, I've set on a very, very tight trigger there, but it'll go through each setting. You go to full auto, change the settings through there. On this one, it's very, very different. So when you're in semi, you then flick between full auto and semi twice. 1, 2, and you'll hear a beep. We're now in the setting mode. If you look underneath, it'll be very difficult to see it on camera, if at all, but just in there you can see a flashing green light. On the card that comes with it, each setting is color-coded. Now, again, some people would think that you'd fire the trigger and it would go through to the next setting. That's not how it works. So we've got the fire, we've got the options for semi, burst, all that. You would then flick to full auto. It actually goes to the next option in the menu. So we've gone on to trigger sensitivity, and then to go to the next one, you click back to semi, it goes to the next option. And again, simply pulling the trigger changes the settings in that menu category. Once we go all the way through the system, and we get that beep, we have now come out of it and we've got everything saved and set up good to go. So when you look at the card, you will have the menu on the left hand side and the settings. So just refer to what color light you've got after you've flicked between semi and full auto, and you know which one you're messing around with. Again, you've got all the standard MOSFET sort of setups in here. You've got safe, semi, and full auto as standard. You've then got safe, semi, and 2-round burst, 3-round burst. You've got a binary that has ramping as well. So what we mean by ramping is if you're in binary mode and you're pulling it at a certain rate, it will just eventually turn and start full autoing until you stop pulling the trigger. Again, wear and tear, it is a decent way of doing the system and sort of kick you into full auto rather than just spamming the semi. There is then a ability to lock this to semi, so you can have safe, semi, semi. Again, if you go into a CQB site and you've got buttery fingers and you might accidentally think you're going to slip it onto full auto and burst round off, you can set this to semi on all of its settings and go from there. We've got pre-cocking. So what we mean by pre-cocking is the piston sits here and winds up and fires a BB. With pre-cocking, you have it preset back here. So when you pull that trigger, instant release, fires the BB, and then pre-cocks the next round into the chamber, ready to go. So you have that instant trigger response. Combine that with binary, very, very effective fire, but not sort of over-wasting BBs with full auto. You can put the same effective fire down with binary and pre-cocking and probably put 10 to 15 rounds down at a target rather than 25 to 30 on a full auto burst. So you're saving that sort of ammo conservation. There's active braking in here, a reset, sort of a factory reset option, and all sorts of others, but they are all in the little card that comes with the system. So coming back to this bit. So obviously we do have this drop stock system. So again, if you're wearing full face and you want to cheat weld and you can get all the way down, have a low mounted optic, it is really, really useful. But not only is a drop stock, it is also a drop stock that if you press this button, you can actually have 2 extra settings and get really low down on this thing. Some people don't want to use optics and they want to use the side profile of the platform. So you're cheat welding on this and you could literally use the body of the platform itself to sort of aim with and just do it like that rather than have to run any optics at all. And it is simply a button here. So pressing this button allows you to adjust the drop stock up and down. But be aware that it is what looks like a 1913 integration back here. Obviously, some people were thinking we could take this off and put a different stock on it. Just be aware that it is wired and the battery is in the stock. There is plenty of space in here. We've got a 1300 milliamp battery in here at the moment, but obviously removing this will expose the wiring and you will have to, if you wanted to change the stock or do something different and not have the drop stock, you will have to put some sort of a battery compartment back there as well. So lots to cover there. And again, as we were saying, there's loads of free stuff that come in the box with it. So you get a sticker and an Arcturus patch. Might even be a fridge magnet that rather than a sticker. You get a Tamiya to Dean's connector. So if you haven't got Dean's batteries already, you've already got some Tamiya ones. You get that as an adapter. We get multiple Allen keys and tools. We've got the sort of lock bar here that you can take the stock tube off. All the Allen keys in the world for the stock, the rail, every other part. And we do have a stock tube cap as well. So if you are running this thing outdoors and it's going to be adverse weather or anything like that, you do have a cap that goes on the back and just seals off the battery. And we do also have the magical bullet system. So again, comes with a little bullet thing that you could put on your keyrings and just keep as spare. Works very, very well as a body pin press. But if you undo this, it also doubles as a anti-reverse latch hook. So again, with this being a full auto system, pre-cocking and everything like that, there is a little latch just there that you can push this thing in, pressing it. It's not got the pre-cocking on, but it will reset your piston, and then you're not putting this thing away with the piston pre-cocked, and then you can put this thing back away, and make sure you don't put it on a table where it's going to roll away and disappear into the ether. Keep it on your keys and it'll be a very useful tool to have hold of. So what we are going to do, we are going to set this thing up with some binary, some burst, fill it with BBs and get up on the range and show you this thing putting rounds down and just how fast you can get that binary, and maybe show you some of the different settings that this thing has. So join me on the range upstairs while I have this thing loaded up. Hi guys, so we've made it outside with the Arcturus X C.A.T. We've put some 0.28s in here. We have preset the hop and just added a couple of shots to make sure it is flat down there. But we're just going to show you this thing's trajectory at the close and then the far target. So aiming up, going for the close one first. What I will notice as well with the trigger as well, because we've set it so sensitive, is you can't really spam it in the current settings. So if you are wanting that binary trigger or that fast response, you will need some slightly different settings. So as you can see, just very, very tiny touches. But what we can do as well, is pull it all the way back, and then we only need to do 10% of the trigger to do it again. So from the front or all the way back. So you can have all them settings done. But if we go on a little bit of a burst, and we're going to go for the far target, so this is out at 60 meters. So yeah, a 175mm barrel, 3-round burst, and I'd say 2 out of 3 of them shots are hitting that target at 60 meters. So very impressive in such a small, compact platform. Obviously proprietary mags in this setup, but you could do it in a slightly different way. Personally, I think I'd probably slightly change the front end. I think it's a little bit too compact for me, but looking up and aiming, if you're wearing a full face, you've got all this maneuverability. You could put a low mount on it, high mount on it, or you could even stretch it out further and just have it really tucked in and have a straight head as well, and still get them shots off really nice and neat. So we'll have a little sit down, a little debrief, and we'll finish up back in the studio. So guys, let us know what you think about the X-C.A.T system from Arcturus. I think very impressed with the settings that the MOSFET has on this. Obviously the drop stock is, if you need it, it's there. If you're looking for this type of a platform, it is a very solid choice. And with that short barrel, being able to hit that 60-meter target, yes, not every single time, but 2 out of 3 shots on 175mm in a barrel is very impressive. So the trigger response, being able to change the actual trigger pull, so you could actually turn this into a little bit of a binary monster or sort of a snap shooting monster. All you CQB players, if you're wanting that die mask fast aggressive play. If not, this thing will run outdoors absolutely perfectly fine, just like every other system out there, but having all them trims and tricks with the MOSFET, the pre-cocking, the burst fire, the binary, the ramping, everything like that makes this an absolutely incredible ready to go platform. And it looks very, very unique, but you can swap this out if you wanted to run it as slightly different. You can run it with the mid caps, the M4, the AK, and anything like that with separately sold adapters. So let us know what you think. Is it a Marmite platform? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? How would you run it? Would you want to keep it as short as it is? Flash hiders, trace units, anything like that. Optics, what would you run if you are running this with a full face mask? Would you just run it as is, or would you put a dot on this? Let us know in the comments down below. But if that is everything for today, thank you very much for watching, and always, I'll catch you in the next one in a bit. Bye.